All right, everyone. Tonight I'm filming a couple different reviews because I know I've been missing in action a lot lately. If you follow me on Instagram, Travis Conover Official, you'll know that I'm working a lot with my students right now, preparing to shoot a feature film with Storyteller Film Academy. So we're just really plucking away at that. Sorry for the dramatic lighting. I know it's a little crazy. We just actually twisted the whole office, so I got to fix the lights and everything. But anyway, I want to jump into Deep Cover. This is a movie that I did not know existed until 2.5 hours ago. So this kind of came out of nowhere on Amazon Prime, and I watched a trailer quickly. Was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna give this a shot. And look, it was pretty darn funny. I was actually pleasantly surprised by this movie. There's not a lot of great things coming out, especially on streaming, like straight to streaming. IP is usually pretty abysmal. I know Netflix has a hilarious record of sending garbage stuff out. So I thought this was a really pleasant surprise. It was quirky, it was plucky, it was set in Britain, set in London. But it could have been set anywhere, like any first world country. What it was essentially is actors, improv actors getting roped into a sting, and then that sting going sideways. As you know, it's very predictable, right? It's very predictable how things go. There's a lot of humor, a lot of incompetency, but it makes it really funny and likable. It stars Bryce Dallas Howard, Orlando Bloom, Nick Mohammed, who I don't think I've ever seen Nick Mohammed before. What else has he been in? Oh, he's in The Martian. Okay, interesting. Is he a comedian? I guess maybe he's a comedian. I think he did a pretty good job. What I will say is that all of the actors played their characters well. Sean Bean is always solid. Orlando Bloom, he's just a likable dude in my opinion. So I had a really good time with this. Ian McShane, obviously, always hilarious, always fantastic, very eccentric, fun to watch. So I just feel like this was a good cast. They definitely chose wisely. I'm just going to kind of play the trailer in the background as I talk. But, I'm not going to make this a long review. But what I will say is that we are looking for fresh IP. We're not looking for the remake of this, the remake of this, the remake of this. I thought this was a clever idea. I thought they executed pretty well. And I think it ended up turning out pretty charming. It's like a charming comedy. It has heart. I'm an actor and a filmmaker, so this resonates a lot with me. The quirkiness of these people, the different styles of acting. She's kind of more of like the practical Meisner teacher, like Uta Hagen. Can come in and out of character pretty quickly. And then Orlando Bloom's character is like ultra serious. He's like a method actor, and he's always going like way too deep into his character to the detriment of the whole thing. So it was really plucky. It was really funny. I will say, this is not going to win any awards for best writing. However, I like the color of it. There's this really bland, like crappy color, theme of kind of the mid 2020s that I'm not digging. But I like the colors in this. I think there was some art style that was really nice. Like you can see the big reds and yellows, and they weren't afraid to punch up some of the colors and make the scenes interesting. So I like their use of color. I like their use of soundtrack. I think they had some clever soundtracks. And I liked there was a lot of recalls throughout the film that kind of tied everything together. But ultimately, what you fall in love with here is the characters. I think Orlando Bloom's character is absolutely hilarious. But as an actor, maybe I just resonate with this more than other people. Actors get crapped on a lot. They get a lot of no's. They have a lot of hard, difficult. They have a difficult path because they're constantly getting crapped on and they're constantly getting no's. So to see them want to do this because they think it's going to give them a break or it's going to make them significant, and then the way that it unfolds is just really fun to watch. So all in all, this is an above average comedy, especially for 2025. I would probably give this a 7 out of 10. I laughed a couple times genuinely, and there was a couple times where I smiled because I knew where they were going with it, and it made sense for me as somebody in the entertainment industry. So I think this had a lot of heart. I think it's worth a watch. If you have Amazon Prime, it's free. I do have to watch a bunch of ads now that I'm not paying like their monthly subscription, which Amazon, I know you're not watching, but if you ever do, that's pretty annoying. I think I watched probably 4 minutes of ads in the beginning of this thing, and then they also played ads in the middle, even though the first time they said it was going to be interrupted or uninterrupted. So it didn't really make sense to me how there can be two uninterrupted sets of ads. Anyway, um, we'll have to figure that out another day. But yeah, I would definitely watch this if you're a comedy fan, especially if you like, this cast here: Bryce Dallas Howard, Orlando Bloom. Sean Bean was great, although he had a relatively small part. And then I don't know how to say Patty's last name, Considine, but he did great. I think he was a really good player in this, and Sonoya did a really good job as well. So good cast, fun movie. I definitely recommend it. Fun little comedy to sit down. There is some language, so if you're looking for a PG-13 movie, they dropped the F-bomb probably, way too many times in this. So that was the only thing that really turned me off, but everything else was pretty solid. Let me know what you thought in the comments below if you saw it. And if you go back and watch it after this, come back and let me know. We'll see you in the next one.